Welcome to Dies Irae, the ONA, the Ring to Reincarnation. This is going to be the first episode. I'm Justin,
What is up? I'm Logan.
and together we're Couch Talk. As always, we are anime viewers only, no source material. So none of the none of the
Visual novel.
visual novels. That's what they're called. So we're still, and I know they released all 6 episodes at once, but we're going to be doing one episode a week. Mostly because I could not sit. I don't think I could sit through 6 within a quick period of time.
Yeah. If they're similar to this episode, it would be rough for me, to be honest.
Yeah. So, and they pick up kind of. I don't know. I still don't get why they waited to drop all 6 episodes at once, like 8 months
Like
later.
to me, it's like I forgot like a lot of stuff because it's 6 months later and it was already like because I remember when we were reviewing the first part, we already pretty majorly confused for the most part. It doesn't help when you're confused about something and it comes back and expects you to remember everything that you're already confused about. So it just makes it that much more confusing.
Yeah, especially when it's truly fully geared towards like visual novel people. Anime viewers are just kind of left in the dark most of the time. Like, I feel like they try to, but that's it. They try, but they don't succeed.
Right. It still falls victim to, I feel, we mentioned this before, like the tries to be all like
I
mysterious.
I think it was because it is fan funded, so I think because of that, they geared it towards the fans instead of trying to
Yeah,
draw
I
in
mean,
new
I'm
people.
sure visual novel people, a lot of stuff makes sense, especially when you can fill the holes the anime doesn't tell you with your previous knowledge of the visual novel anyway. But from anime
Uh,
only, it's like, wait, who's that? What's going on? Who? Where? Like,
yeah,
why do you have 7 names that
do
I
you
have?
have seven? Everyone does have 7 names, and that's I think literally the worst part of it. But yeah. So the beginning of this episode, we do get Carl and Reinhardt talking, which I think this is really like the first time where a conversation was actually like making sense and actually kind of helped a bit, like why everything is kind of how it is. Like basically, like Carl's like the god, and then he replaced a previous god, and that's just the cycle of the world, and he's trying to look for someone else to replace him. And he
Right.
made the eternal recurrence. Basically, the world's just on repeat, and that's why they get deja vu.
Deja vu.
And that's where it was like, when you're talking about like in this, I don't know what to call like current repeated timeline or whatever. Like they could actually all fail again because like this is something that's been happening over and over, right? And that's why their
Right.
deja vu gets stronger and stronger because each time it happens, they start to remember more. I feel like
Yeah.
eventually their deja vu gets so strong that they can break the cycle. Essentially, is the goal. I'm guessing
Maybe.
this would obviously be the time where they succeed. They're not gonna have us sit through all this and then just watch everyone
Right. That
fail.
would be a twist.
Like, oh, they fail again. We're repeating. But so yeah, that's how. Yeah, like I said, he's basically like breeding the next god to come take his place and end the deja vu for everyone, and they can choose the world they want or whatever.
Right.
Which Reinhardt's basically the first in line, and then you got Ren Fuji, which good thing Mr. Priestman said his name, otherwise I would have never remembered it. I was waiting the whole episode, like Mr. Priestman, please say his name at some point.
Please. Please do it.
To be fair, out of all that, I don't think I paid attention to what the Priestman's name was again.
Just father.
Yeah,
I don't even know if they said his name. I don't know.
I know they
There
did
was
obviously in the past, but that was 6 months
right.
ago, and I'm sorry I can't remember. I'll just call him either Mr. Priestman. You know what? Simon's a good priest name. That's a common priest name for everyone. Just give him. He already has 7 names in there. I can give him one. But other than that, we know Risa was mass producing Children of Powers.
Right. There was lots of exposition right
No,
here.
this
Like
episode was all exposition,
right. For at least the first, there was some action in it, a little, a
Like
tiny
30
amount.
seconds of it.
And by action, it was the priest guy just being unfazed by that ugly ass.
Yeah, it was
Um,
the thing left behind by Riza.
right. But there was so much exposition. Like that whole, like, I think that whole walking scene was like
No,
8 minutes
it
of
was
them
like,
walking together.
yeah, him and Ren. They're talking about Isaac, which honestly, I don't remember where the hell that was. Point is, he has a soul and a body which are split. So, and that's why they have to do the swastika process like twice or something. And they need a second Isaac. And it's like, they're basically trying to do this so we're like, they can save uh, Theresia.
I just,
And I guess, yeah, they just want to save some people and stop some other people, grant some
right.
wishes, stop some wishes.
It's just, I feel like the pacing has been kind of an issue
Oh,
because
yeah.
there's 6 episodes left, right?
I
This
think
whole
this is saying
episode,
it's total six, so five after this. So, yeah, including the
right.
six.
So this whole episode was just a lot of explanation. And we know the end goal is Ren versus Reinhardt. So how are they gonna get to that? Is what I'm like, because from what I've been shown, Ren isn't even on the same universe of power against Reinhardt.
He's not.
Like he didn't stand a chance against those like three, like, remember Reinhardt sent his henchmen.
The battalion leaders, which
Right,
the father was telling we need to beat to help stop and save Theresia. We have to beat the battalion leaders. At first, he's like,
right,
oh, we need to beat one. And then later, he's like, no, we need to beat all three. It's like, first of all, the father got attacked by Risa's thing, and she did that AoE attack. Shiro was fine. Just some random ass dude who has strong deja vu, right? He doesn't have like those powers that like Ren has. Leonhardt was there. Those two and the father are all in phase, and it shows Ren. He's all just beaten up on the ground, like barely getting up. It's like it wasn't even attacking you; it was attacking the father. You got hit by some fucking sound wave and knocked down, and like you're all beat up. It's like
right. Like
good luck,
I,
man.
I feel like they're just gonna power boost him randomly, like to be able to fight Reinhardt. I'm assuming he fights Reinhardt.
I would
I don't
expect
know
so.
yet, but I feel like it has to
I feel
happen.
like that was the whole point of episode 0 or whatever was the show where it was leading to, and it led to
Right,
them looking at each other. I'm guessing what's gonna happen is Ren's gonna get like a whole bunch of like he's already in this episode like remembering parts of his past when he was with them or whatever back in like the World Wars. So I'm guessing like that's gonna somehow tie in. He's gonna get a lot of his memories back that power him up, and also he does have Margaret who is very close to Carl. Like Kraft was talking about how, a lot of he feels like he made this world just so he can spend time with her and get to meet her and stuff. So obviously she's important. So she's gonna have a huge effect on powering Ren up, if I were to guess.
right. I
And he is told about, how they have to get to that last layer of magic.
I feel like I don't know what's gonna. They're obviously gonna have to do a super quick power boost to him because I feel like part of their team that they have, whatever you want to call it, he's the weakest. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's hard to remember all the details and know where it's going, especially going into it blind.
Yeah, I don't know how well their team's gonna hold up, right? I don't know how many wishes can actually be granted up from, all the people trying to that are part of the whole Reinhardt crew thing. Because obviously, Leonhardt wants to make her dream come true. It's like her whole purpose of fighting was for her loved ones that died. Which, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because the world's going to eventually just repeat, right? Because he's got it on this infinite loop. So, like,
I
but I guess a lot of them don't know that. Besides, probably like Reinhardt, Ren, and maybe the father.
it's very I don't know. It's hard to comprehend everything at once, I guess. Like everything going on, and I don't know. It's hard to explain how I want to.
I get what you're saying. Like, even though it was all exposition, it's still like a lot
Right,
of
it's hard to
holes.
follow.
There's a lot of holes, and like honestly, it's like hard to follow something when they're just walking together and talking for like 8 minutes. Like eventually, attention span these days can only go on for so long. Like if I was reading it, maybe it would be different. But I'm not. I'm watching it, and they're talking to me like it's an audiobook or something.
Yeah, I just feel the either this anime had to become more fleshed out, or they needed to just like snip some details out, like more stream, and either needed to be more streamlined, like more simple, or it needed to go the full other way and flesh everything out. Now it's kind of like it feels like it's half of both.
Yeah, a lot of that I think has to do with the fact that it was just fan funded.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure visual novel people have more of an understanding and can follow it much better than we can. So
That's most of the
that's episode.
episode is just them talking about how they need to go defeat some battalion leaders. That's never going to happen. And then Ren's gonna have to beat Reinhardt or Carl or Kraft. And
We'll
then
see.
Shiro's just hanging around, being Shiro.
Yeah, and his chick friend who's sleeping again or whatever.
Oh yeah, she was sleeping in the beginning. She's always asleep, man. She's having a rough time. Okay, just throwing into all this madness.
Right, but you want to jump into
Yeah, we
scores?
can jump into scores.
I don't know, like a four-ish, I guess,
I think that's what we were giving it
five-ish.
almost all of the first
Right.
11-ish
It's
episodes.
not like man, this is shit. It's like you're not explaining things well enough to someone who doesn't have any background knowledge to your show. So it's like it's hard to actually get behind, I guess, the motivations of some of the characters.
The positives to me is the action. Really, like I do think the action's pretty cool most of the time. But
When there's
outside,
fighting, it is cool,
yeah,
yeah.
but outside of that, it's just completely rough pacing, rough storytelling. Just
Yeah, it feels it feels I don't know,
like
like I said earlier.
unpolished.
Right. It's like it's not super deep fleshed out like a slower pace where it just fleshes out everything slowly so you can get it over time, but it's also not too focused on something. So you're like they'll give you details here, move to this, details here, little details here, move to next, little details here, little details here, and you're like, that's a lot for me to comprehend in such a short time.
Yeah,
Well, also other stuff's going on, and I don't know how Rin is going to be even remotely relevant later, but I guess he's going to get some power up. Because right now, I feel like he would just get flicked by Reinhardt and explode. Like,
yeah, yeah. I'm agreeing with the four. Everything you said. I mean, I added something there too. So basically, just a combined scoring here and review. We'll see how it goes, and we'll keep doing this week by week because I can't grind it. I don't think I'd be capable of
hopefully,
grinding
there's
this.
more action to
Yeah,
come,
more
which I
action is
assume they
better.
have to take out the battalion leaders and Reinhardt, and
Five
maybe
episodes.
Kraft jumps in. I don't know.
We have 5 episodes to do all that.
Well, you just expositioned the fuck out of us, so you better make up for it next episode.
But yeah, I think
That's
that does
it.
it for the review.
That means it's time for the almighty spiel time.
As always, Welcome back to the deja vu of Dies Irae. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell down below, be notified every time we upload. Comment down below, let us know what you thought of the episode. We did, didn't like, would you score it, anything like that. Again, no spoilers as we're anime viewers only. Also, we haven't watched the other 5 that were clearly put out at the same time.
Right.
So we'll wait between episodes. And until next time, peace out.
See ya.